Hi and welcome to another Bretonnian tactic and walkthrough video. I'm gonna talk about the character, Heroes and Lord of Bretonnia, not the special character, only the regular character. And to start with the lords, Bretonnia have two different lord choice. One regular lord choice of a combat lord, and a magic lord choice, who can be a level 3 or level 4, using the spell from Lore of Beast, Lore of Life, Lore of Heaven, or the Nagash Undead lore. And as for heroes, we have Paladin, who is a combat hero, and a wizard level 1 or level 2 who can use Lore of Beast or Lore of Life or Lore of Undead. So the special thing about the Bretonnian Lords and Heroes are of course the Bretonnian special rule, which I'm not gonna go through in this video. I will have a link below in the description to the first video of this series about Bretonnian special rules. But there are some specific rules for Bretonnian characters. For the first thing, we have to include a battle standard bearer. The upgrade is free, so you can upgrade a paladin for no additional cost to a army battle standard bearer, but then it cannot take any extra equipment, so it cannot even take a shield or a lance or anything like that. In the ETC you can take mundane equipment, I think, so you generally have to take some magic shield or something like that to make his arm save better or protect him a little bit better, but that's basically the special rules. And if you have a Bretonnian Lord on a Pegasus, the requirement of the restriction of 1 to 0 Pegasus Knights disappear, so you can have 3 units of Pegasus Knights in a regular army and 6 units of Pegasus Knights in a grand army. Okay, so that was the basic of the Bretonnian Lords and Hero. I will go through them individually. So to start with the Bretonnia Lord, he's basically have human stats, so it's nothing special at all. He have a movement of 8 because he will most likely be ridden by a Bretonnian warhorse. He have a weapon skill of 6, ballistic skill of 3, but he cannot shoot anything, so that's totally useless. Strength and toughness 4, wound 3, initiative 6, 4 attacks, and a leadership of 9. He can be upgraded to either have questing bow or grail bow, as discussed in the first video. In the base he have knight bow. Yeah, he can either be ridden by a hippogriff, which is useless pretty much, or a royal pegasus if you want to unlock more than 1 unit of peg knights, or a warhorse. May have to notice that he have to be mounted on something unless you take a specific virtue, the virtue of empathy. I will start by going through the virtues, and what you probably want to give your Bretonnian Lord is either, for me, the virtue of heroism, which give him heroic killing blow, or the virtue of confidence, which make him have to accept and issue challenges, and in the challenge he may reroll any fail to hit and to wound. But remember, you cannot take 2 virtue on the same night, and you lose points from your magic item limit of 100 points to take this virtue. But you can actually double the virtues, but for the second one you have to double the price. So if you were to cost 40 points, the second character have it, it will cost 80 points, and so on. For magic item, Bretonnia have a lot of magic item. What you probably want to bring to your Bretonnia Lord is the Heart Woodlands, which you want to combine with the Heroic Killing Blow, which make him reroll all fails to wound. And you may want to combine that with a Trees of Shield, which make him one time he can hit his opponent on a 2+. It's a one use only item. Or you may go for this Sword of Striking, no, Sword of Swift Slaying, let's make you always strikes first, to make sure you always strikes first, and combine that with the Heroic Killing Blow special rule. Or for the second Lord, you may have some other equipment with Virtual Confidence and some Sword of Anti-Heroes or something like that to make him able to snipe out character. You may wanna use the item Gauntlet of Duel, so your opponent cannot refuse a challenge from him. And well, I would say that's basically the Lord. Remember that Bretonnia have a lot of build for the Lord, because we both have the virtues, which is like 14 of them, and we have our own magic items, which is actually 2 pages of magic item, and of course the items in the rulebook, which you can also use. So we have a lot of different and weird builds you can build your Bretonnia Lord on. So the next character is the other Lord choice, which is the Prophetess of the Lady. Who can either be a level 3 or level 4 wizard using either the Lord of Beast, which you probably should use if you have a lot of Paladin in your unit, to try to get the 6 dice or 5 dice Savage Beast spell, make them real hard, and also Curse and Wild Form are pretty awesome spells. You have the Lure of Life, which of course Dwellers, Flesh to Stone, and Turn of Vines, you can avoid the risk of getting off the miscast and explode in the middle of the unit. You can use the Lore of Heaven. Heaven has some really good spells that you can just 2 dice every time, and hopefully not get the miscast and explode in the middle of the unit. I think the Lore of Undead is too far away from the Bretonnia fluff to actually use in a game ever. Maybe if you have a Massilian army, you can do some cool vampire undead team of your Bretonnian army and use it, but otherwise I would say it's ridiculous to have that lore in your army. Well, your prophetess can either be ridden on a Royal Pegasus, which is useless because she cannot join units, so she will get sniped out and killed. Or she can ride on a Barded Warhorse, which is good because then she can be in the middle of the lance formation, and she can actually be on foot without having to pay an extra fee to actually be on foot. And well, she actually have a special rule called Arrow the Lady, which give her a magic resistance of 2. So if she is in a unit of knights, you have a 4-up ward save against spells, which increases to 3-up ward save against spells with strength 5 or more than that. Or if you combine that with the banner of defense, which give you a 4-up ward save against all missiles, so you would have a 2-up ward save against magic missiles. So for her, she cannot take the virtues, so you're probably gonna go for the usual build, the Book of Asher, Disciple Scroll, Power Stone, and so on. What you have in the Bretonnia Codex is either to use the Silver Mirror, which is as a Disciple Scroll, but your opponent suffer a Strength 6 hit when you cast a spell, and well, it's 40 points, so you can double up the scrolls, which is pretty good. Or you can have the prayer icon of Quenless, so which make a unit gain the Blessing of the Lady, which you can bind if you have a 100-man block of men-at-arms on foot. You put her in that unit, you use the player icon, and now you have 100 peasants who have a 6-up ward, which is increased to 5-up ward save against strength 5 and above. So they get pretty good at tying up big monstrous thing which your knight cannot defeat. So that's probably all for the level 4. You can maybe also give her the Crown of Command because she's in the middle of the unit. Your opponent are not likely to get in base contact to actually hit her in combat, so she will probably survive pretty long. So your unit will get the Stubborn special for a long time. So next we have the hero choices. First we have the Paladin, and you must include at least one Paladin because you have to have the Army Battle Standard Bearer. The Paladin is pretty cheap. It have a base cost of 74 points. You probably want to give it a shield for 2 points, and a lance and a Morning Star, so we're up in 82 points for a 2-up character with a stat line of Weapon Skill 5, Strength Toughness 4, Wound 2, Initiative 5, Attack 3, and Leadership 8, which can work as a chaff or a redirect or a skirmish hunter, but also as a character wall to stop your opponent's unit to hit your unit, because toughness 4 is not to underestimate. It will probably save you a lot of times. And as for your Bretonnia Lord, you can either have him as a Night Bow, a Questing Bow, or a Grail Bow, depending on what kind of unit you want to have him in. You may want to give him some magic items, the Dawnstone or the Groundrail Great Helm, which make your reroll failed armor save, are both pretty solid items. You can have the Dragon Helm or the Enchanted Shield to give your Paladin a 1-up armor save, which is pretty good, so they are more survivable. Well, you may want to give him some cool item. The Worm Lance is pretty cool. You can make a flaming attack. No flaming attack in combat, but it's a strength 3 flaming attack. So you put down the flame template, you can pretty much make a lot of damage to a unit for only 20 points. You of course have the Insignia of the Quest, which make you 3-up ward save against your last wound, which is a pretty good item for only 30 points. You have to be questing low though, so you may have to upgrade to that. You may want to take some items that make your units better, like the Mane of the Pure Rid, which make your Cav steeds strength 4 on 1 turn, which can be pretty good when you charge. You can take the Ruby Goblet, which make you cannot be wounded from worse than 3-up from non-medical attack, which also pretty much help because most opponents have great weapon and strength ridiculous, like 7-8, so that will protect you even more. Well, from the virtue, you may want to take, I would say the only one I would consider is like either you take the virtue of Impetuous Knights, which make you plus a d6 on the first turn you charge, which can make a unit charge a 8 plus 12 plus 6, so a 26-inch charge. And you can combine it with, if you're flying on the Royal Pegasus, which you can do, you have a 28-inch charge, which is actually pretty good, because then you can charge some fleeing unit off the board. If you are 28, your opponent doesn't expect you to have such a long charge, so that's pretty good. Otherwise, you can take Virtue of Purity, which make you always have a 5 upward check to be more survivable. So I would say there's two build of Paladin, either the one you want to have in front of your units that should be survivable and protect your unit from harm. Then you may want to take some cheap items to make them more survivable, or you have them as Soladin, as they run around by themselves, either on horse or on a Pegasus, to hound down chaff, to shepherd unit, and stuff like that. And the final hero choice we have is the Damsel of the Lady, which can be either a level 2 or a level 1. The difference between her and the prophetess is either she cannot use the Law of Heavens, and she cannot ride on a Pegasus. But basically you want to build her in the same way as you build a level 4. You may take a level 2 just to have the ability to have 2 scrolls and the ability to get in the prayer icon or the power stone or whatever, the Crown of Command maybe. Well, she also had the Arrow of the Lady, but in her case it only gives her magic res 1. And well, that's it for the different choices. So the final question, after reviewing all of these hero and lord choices, which one should you take and to what extent should you take them? And I will go to say you should take a lot of them, all of them. You should at least have a level 4 to defend yourself magically and offensively have a chance to participate in the magic phase. You should probably have a 2 to have the ability to use the double scroll, and maybe 3 if you want to have the prayer icon or something like that in your specific build. Now with the Anthems rule, you should probably have 2 Bretonnia lords just going in and beating the shit out of everything. You should probably have some paladins to build character walls or run Soladin out and killing stuff. And I also have a recommendation for the Bretonnia player, because Bretonnia is such a colorful army. Every knight looks different, bright, and they want to stand out a lot in your army. So it can be very hard and frustrating for your opponent to try to remember what character have what equipment, and who is a character, who is a champion, who's just an ordinary knight, and stuff like that. So I would recommend you to do some kind of you have to mark your character in some way to make them stick out even further. Myself, for example, I have my Bretonnia characters with the white lenses, so you can see a difference from them. You may do some conversion using the green knights or something like that to build your Bretonnia Lord, because, well, the ordinary Bretonnia Lord looks not too much different from your regular knight anyway. So, well, that's all for this time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.